Give us my chol, give us my chol, give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, be the reason someone smiles. Give us my chol, give us my chol, give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, be the reason someone smiles. Give us my chol, give us my chol, give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, be the reason someone smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, be the reason someone smiles. Siva gedola, liyo liyo besimcha. Siva gedola, liyo liyo besimcha. Siva gedola, liyo liyo besimcha. Siva gedola, liyo besimcha. Siva gedola, liyo 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 besimcha. Be the reason someone smiles. 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 Siva gedola, liyo besimcha. Siva gedola, liyo liyo besimcha. Siva gedola, liyo liyo besimcha. Siva gedola, liyo besimcha.
Breakfast with Elli.
Mode ani lefanecha melech chai v'kayam shechazarta bi nishmati b'chemla raba emunatecha.
Noya mavdil ben kodesh lechol.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mitzvat tzitzit. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al divrei Torah. Hareini mikabel alay mitzvat aseh shel ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. I take upon myself every single day to love my fellow friend in a very special way.
Torah tiva lanu Moshe morasham morasha keilat Yaakov. Torah tiva lanu Moshe morasham morasha keilat Yaakov. I put it in the pushki, that's a doctor box. I put it in the pushki, that's a doctor box. I put it in the pushki for someone else to keep. Yeah, I put it in the pushki, that's a doctor box. I put it in the pushki, that's a doctor box. I put it in the pushki for someone else in need. Shahakalniya, bidvoroi, shakalniya, bidvoroi.
for being a friend. When the whole world turns on me, it's only you on which I can depend. I want to taste you in the morning and a few times throughout the day. Yes, a cup or two in the evening too. For me, it's the only way. Yeah.
What is Hey Tevet? It's the Yom Tiv which gives the power to all the other Yom Tovim of the Dor HaShvi'i. Because it was the Yom Tiv where the Rebbe taught us about Nitzchias HaNesiyas, that the Nesiyas, the leadership of the Rebbe, is something which transcends the specific generation, and it's something which is relevant. As the Lashon that the Rebbe said was, so noch mehr starke, noch mehr lebendige, noch mehr aktiv, durch uns und bei uns. That the Rebbe and his leadership and his vision is more powerful, more alive, and more active than ever before. And that happens through us and within us and within our lives.
Never, ever have I had a case in which there was so much interest in what was going on in the trial that there were people lining up outside the courtroom. There was such attention, such complete dedication by every one of you who was at that courtroom that the judge was impressed. Don't think that you didn't play an important part in this case.
Dann gehe auf was mir darf Arop arisnen in lecheble Reich. Tage mit sich Simcho, was Simcho Peretz gedet, mewakkel kol mit Dide v'hagbol. Aber die Simche darf gleich herein in der Meise bepeil und Peil sein in der Meise bepeil. Und wie mis Messiah dem Schier von Chumisch. Aber soll wissen sein, dass die Strichel und der Reg, was man gebracht, I war Tchi, Ruach, Janke, war wir. a Sefer von Ayid, was lernt in dem Sefer. Allah es kam von Anossi Bisrael, und das ist ein Heilig von seinem Leben. Nicht das ein Heilig von seinem Leben in der Brot, was isst, oder das Wasser, was trinkt. Ein Heilig von seinem Leben ist, wie sagt in Geres Akedisch, Chai HaTzadik ist das nicht, in Chai Psorim, das Chai im Ruchnim. Also tasten Tod der alte Rebbe in die Geres Akedisch. Und da ist das gleich hoch, aber es nimmt den Emune und Nase und Hire. Wo lernt wegen Emune? Von wann nimmt aus die Bonnes von der Emune? oder alle wie jede, was das verbunden mit Kiem am Mitzvahs und Schmiedes am Mitzvahs Leisesse, nimmt das Areis hin, dies vor ihm, in welcher gelernt. Nicht ich bin ein Lawyer, nicht ich will sein ein Lawyer, nicht ich will die Sachen, was ich weiß, nicht das in meinem Linie. Scheile in Rambam, aber das ist meine Sache. Komm, Martel ist auch nicht damit content. Aber das hat ein Scheiches zu mir. Und ihnen, was verbunden mit dem Rebs, nicht jeder einer meine. Oder ein in den Nigel, oder ein von einer Hogeschule. Die Sachen im ganzen Genie. Ich gehofft, ach, sie die soll Cholapach zusammennehmen, wenn sie das mir versprochen, sie das echt nicht getan. In der Gewerken Brein. Der schreit, hat der schwere 35 Jahre in der Mohammed. Und jeder Jahr wird er weiter. Ich gehe jetzt mit zusammen Menschen, sie sollten es auf mich sterben. Das ist ein Schecker Gomor. Der Hepech ist Emes und Emes war Miete, als 35 Jahre Amide schon und schon, wird er noch mehr lebendiger und noch mehr starker und noch mehr aktiv zwischen uns und bei uns und durch uns bei jeder und bei allen, bis in der ganzen Welt. Mit darf sehen, der Schwer soll da kommen, alle seine Chalokim von seinem Leben. Von seinem Leben nicht. Dieser, wie liegt in der Sefer, oder liegt in der Ksar, oder liegt in der Chefes, in der Ruf lebt er. Und dann gern für der Ruch, als ich stehe bei Vayigash Rav in Paschkedesh. Soll weggehen zu sich in Stott. Soll dort zusammenkleiden seine Jiden und sollen sich stellen auf dem Ort, wo der Ruach teilgefühlt hat und wie es willkommen der Ruach will und sie sollen schreien. Wo sollen sie schreien? Didan Notze. Und wie mir sagt, der Chechet in dem Sipur von der Gjule von den Malten werden, als von den Teilen, was man gehabt zu hören, hat davon Rufo auch gelernt, wo sie darf sein, der Hisofer, und in was sie darf sein, der Hisofer. Schaß mir will bringen, zu noch ein größerer Aliyah, war das der einzige Bild, was mir kaum gefunden, Gedea, Dure, soll zukommen, kam von dem KOSHER, und noch mehr, ich lebe in der Fotos am HaYom ist gut so.
Oh
ותמחול את כל
Judaism encourages us to have a smart intellectual approach to Torah study. We're supposed to engage our minds and try and understand as best as we can. But today's HaYom points out that there is a virtue to simple and sincere faith. And says today's HaYom, when Mashiach comes, we will see the tremendous virtue in simple acknowledgement of Hashem and sincere faith in Hashem, His Torah, and His mitzvahs. Talmud, wisdom, understanding of Hashem is critical. But let's face it, as smart as you are, there's only so much that you can understand. There will always be a limitation to your relationship with Hashem as long as you are relating to Hashem on an intellectual level. But pure and sincere acknowledgement of Hashem, pure faith, that's something which has no bounds. When Mashiach comes, He will teach us to appreciate the tremendous virtue of pure sincerity and how serving Hashem with your heart in complete earnestness is really a tremendous, tremendous form of connecting to Hashem.
And now, a word from our sponsors. PestProRidol.com.
PestProRidol.com. Trusted by the best to keep away the pests. We are offering COVID-19 disinfection services. Mention this ad and get 1 month free service. Visit us at PestProRidol.com.
Tarzane Group. Micro, miniature, and small orchids. Go to tarzanegroup.com or call Tomas at 305-440-0565. That's 305-440-0565 and order today. Visit Tomas and Yair at tarzanegroup.com. Micro, miniature, and small orchids. Beautiful in your home. Go to the website and read Tomas's orchid blog. And by Dina D Design. DinaDDesign@gmail.com. Fine artwork, custom made to your specifications, logos, wall hangings, Judaica, and you can even have something for your child's room. Dina D Designs. Go to her Facebook or Instagram or call or text. Thank you very much to our sponsors. If you'd like to become a sponsor, please go right up here to where it says patreon.com/theactorsrabbi, and you can contribute even only $1 a month if you'd like, but that'll help us bring this broadcast to you on a daily basis and cover our expenses. Be sure to thank your sponsors when shopping and mention Breakfast with Elli when you're shopping there. There might be discounts. Thanks for watching.
Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe.
Parsha Thoughts, Vayigash, Sunday. Imagine a foreigner, an accused criminal, confronting the President of the United States, getting in his face. We'd be outraged. He'd be tackled and arrested. How dare Yehuda, Vayigash, confront the Viceroy of Egypt? Yehuda is not just being aggressive. He's changing the narrative. No more is Egypt dictating the rules, holding captive, sending the brothers on errands. Now, I'm in charge. Kedusha. And Kedusha, holiness, will set the agenda. That's Mashiach, the descendant of Yehuda, calling the shots and making the rules.
Vayigash Elav Yehuda. Yehuda comes closer to Yosef. He says, "Be Adoni, please, Yidabon Avdecha Davar Bozni Adoni, allow it to go into your ears." Meaning to say, I'm going to tell you a whole story now. And I'm doing this without a translator, because I think the translator has this messed up, as I see I'm not getting anywhere with you. Do me a favor, as well as the fact that I'm going to say a story, you have to be willing to listen and allow it to go into your ears. And don't get angry because you're like Pare. Meaning to say, you're like Pare, you can get Saras, if you chep it like my grandmother, Sarah. If you're Pare, I'm scared of you as your king. On the other hand, you're a Pare, you're someone who makes xeris without a pshat. Allow me to talk to you, allow me to go into your ears, and you should listen without a translator. Yehuda starts and says the story is, we came down here the first time you accused us of being Meraglim, and for some reason we gave you information we had no reason to give you. We told we have a brother, we have a father. You said, listen, next time you come, bring your brother. We came back, we tell our father the whole story, and he says, listen, we have no other way, we got to get food, so time to go get food, we got to bring down our brother. And now, Yaakov says, listen, one of my sons left me, now the second one's going to leave me, don't do this to me, I'm going to go down in history in a terrible way, losing both of my sons from that wife. So Yehuda says, now I'm going to come back to my father, and the son is not going to be with me. It's not just he's going to lose Binyamin. He's going to feel he lost that whole lineage. Binyamin represents Binyamin, Yosef, and Rachel. But Nafshi is completely connected to him. So either Yaakov will die from this, Binyamin will die from this, something will go wrong. Do me a favor, please send my brother home.
Yehuda said to Yosef, I'm stronger, it is so. Please take me for a slave and let Binyamin go. The brothers knew what they had done to Yosef was wrong. Yosef sent his servants out and in a voice so strong said, I am Yosef, is my father still alive? Ani Yosef, ha'olam yichai. Don't be afraid, the brothers were told. It was Hashem's will that I was sold. Go and tell our father, to Hashem I am true. Take food and wagons, but bring Yaakov back with you. I am Yosef, is my father still alive? Ani Yosef, ha'olam yichai. Sarah played on her kinnor, Yosef is alive. Yaakov was so happy when the wagons did arrive. When Yaakov saw Yosef after so many years, they hugged one another and cried happy tears. I am Yosef, my father is alive. I am Yosef, my father is alive.
Till when do you need to be Mr. Nice Guy?
Hey, top of the morning to you, Rabbi.
It's 12:30, doofus. You slept in, eh?
Seriously? I could have swore this was like 9 a.m. snow, eh?
Good afternoon, Rabbi. Good day to you, gentlemen. How's the weather?
It's a beautiful day.
Eh? So, what do you think of my question?
Well, that's an excellent question, Rabbi. You know, most people are closet meteorologists.
meteorologists?
I apologize for Doofus here for thinking that the question to which you are referring is the one about the weather.
There was another question?
Till when do you need to be Mr. Nice Guy?
You always need to be Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Mongo Beard. What is your problem? Why don't you just tell me what the question was?
Till when do you need to be Mr.
What
Nice
is your
Guy?
problem?
No, he's right. That was my opening question. Is there a limit to how nice you need to be, especially when confronting someone over a very vital issue, like, say, a child's education?
Oh, well, I would say that in confrontation, situations, that policy is the best diplomacy.
You mean diplomacy is the best policy?
Shut up, Hoserhead. I'm trying to explain here why being nice is always nice.
You got snow for brains, Igloo Head.
Gentlemen, if I may.
Absolutely. Sorry about that.
Sorry. Do you know the story of Joseph in Egypt? How he became viceroy over the entire land, and there was a terrible drought. The wheat didn't grow for 7 years.
Whoa! Just think, no wheat, no beer, 7 years.
Whoa! Beer stores closed for 7 years, eh? Whoa.
And Joseph's brothers descended from the land of Canaan into Egypt in order to buy food.
They were Canaanians, eh?
That's actually pretty funny there, Beaver Boy.
And when Joseph recognized them, but they didn't recognize him, how he gave them the runaround. He took their little brother Benjamin as a prisoner after setting him up as a thief.
And then Judah, the, star hockey player of the brothers, stepped up to Joseph, but not knowing it was Joseph. He thought he was
Viceroy.
Yeah, Viceroy.
What kind of name is Viceroy? Like vicious bad Roy?
Viceroy is actually French for Mishneh Lamelech, second to the king. Vice-roi.
Oh, I love poutine, eh?
Yeah, so good with Quebec beer, eh?
So Judah went up to the man he thought was the viceroy of Egypt in order to convince him to release his brother. And as the Torah says, he spoke into his ear.
Let my brother go!
Hey, he didn't yell into his ear like a hoser, eh? He's trying to convince him, eh? Talk nicely to him, right?
Let my brother go.
You'd think that Yehuda would have spoken like Mr. Nice Guy.
Well, yeah, especially as he was talking about Leroy Brown of Egypt, eh?
Right, but Yehuda did go on to say to the viceroy, let not your anger flare up against your servant.
Why would his anger flare up?
Maybe 'cause Yoda wasn't so Mr. Nice Guy after all.
Yehuda, Sasquatch.
Which is exactly what Rashi says. On this verse, Rashi comments that from this verse, we learn that Yehuda spoke to Yosef, to the viceroy, in a harsh manner.
Let my brother go!
Harsh manner doesn't mean that Yehuda raised his voice to the viceroy. He may well have whispered, but the substance of what he said was harsh, direct, to the point, critical. You let my little brother go or else.
Whoa. That's not very nice.
It's not very Canaanian, eh?
There are situations in which there's simply no time for niceness and diplomacy, like when life or death issues are at stake.
Like when a child's well-being or education is at stake.
The Jewish education of a Jewish child is like the child's vital organs. When a vital organ is under immediate threat, there's no time for deliberation about how to protect the organ. One has to act immediately, effectively, spontaneously, with full force.
So Yehuda was like quick reflex, like Leroy Brown gonna poke out his eyes.
Loon brain.
Yes, like that. A Jewish education is like a Jewish child's eyes.
So, wait. So, Yehuda's little brother wasn't doing too good at school, eh?
More like little Benjamin, might do too well at school. Egyptian school.
Oh, I get it, 'cause in Egyptian school, all they teach you is how to build pyramids.
Doofus, don't you know that ancient Egypt was full of idols? That's statues of guys with nothing on but just mini skirts and hippopotamus heads.
Oh, so what? All the kids had to learn to have hippopotamus heads?
Yeah, or dog heads.
Yeah. Welcome, boys and girls, to Intro to Barking.
Yeah, or howling 101. Oh!
Well, in a sense, you're right. Egyptian idolatry was tantamount to a type of culture and education that promoted animalistic behavior among human beings. Yehuda was mortified that his little brother Benjamin might become a dog of a man.
Instead of him being what his father Jacob wanted him to be.
A mensch.
Hey, how did you know that word?
'Cause I am not a hippo head.
No,
hoser.
you're a moose head.
When what's at stake is making certain that a child is raised in a completely wholesome environment, an environment of the highest ethical principles, which here can only mean Torah principles.
Spiritual principles.
So you should be a nice guy only until the spiritual okayness of your child is at stake.
And after that, it's
no more Mr. Nice Guy.
Al Yedei, Amiras the healing. The Al Yedei, Amiras the healing. The Al Yedei, Amiras the healing. The Soire Chavateles Hashoroin.
מזמור לדוד, אדוני רואי, לא אחסר, בינוס תשע, ירביצני, על מי מנוחוס ינהלני, נפשי שובב, ינחני ומעגלי צדק, למען שמו, גם כי לך בגיא צלמובס, לא ירא, כי אתה עמדי, שבטך ומשענתך, המה ינחמוני, תערוך לפניי, שולחן נגד צורריי, תשענת בשמן ראשי, כוסי הוויה, אך טוב וחסד ירדפוני. כל ימי חיי ושבתי בביס אדוני, לאורך ימים.
שמע לישראל דוד, שמחתי וימנים לי, ויסעלינו יני אלי, אוים דויסו יהודה אלינו, בשערייך ירושלים, ירושלים הבנויה, כאיש יחור עלי יחדיו, ששמו שבטים שבטי העדות לישראל, להוידייס לשם עליני, כי שם ישבו חיזייס במשפט, כי זייס לבייס דוד, שאלו שלוי מירושלים, ישבו אוי הבויך, ישאלי מיכאלך שבה
Tanya's thoughts for the 22nd of Kislev. The premise of Tanya is a fixation on the day-to-day rather than the end of days. If a person's objective is simply to be certified as good, to make sure that he's going to win and go in the up elevator after life, then Tanya will probably be pretty frustrating for him. If that's all he wants to do, simply keep score, make sure you always have one more mitzvah than Avera, and you'll be assured. Tanya comes to disabuse us of that strategy, and rather to focus on and ask ourselves how we can have a personal, ongoing, and meaningful relationship with Hashem in the moment.
Let's talk Tanya for the 3rd of Teves of a leap year. Over the last days of Tanya, we've come to see just how important and valuable a mitzvah is. Ultimately, the only way to connect to Hashem is only through studying some Torah or doing a mitzvah. It's not about having some sort of rapture, some sort of spiritual enlightenment, some sort of feeling towards God, but it comes down to doing a mitzvah or studying some Torah. With this, Dr. Rebbe is going to explain 2 teachings in the Pirkei Avos, in the ethics of our fathers, that seemingly conflict with each other. Our sages tell us that 1 hour of pleasure in the world to come is greater than all the pleasures in this world combined. And then our sages say, however, 1 hour of mitzvahs in this world is greater than the entire world to come. So which one is greater? And obviously the answer lies in the words. The pleasure in the world to come is greater. What is the pleasure in the world to come? Over there, the soul, after it is divested from the body, it goes up. It's not limited anymore by the limitations of the body. And in the world to come, in what's known as Gan Eden or paradise, over there you have a tremendous revelation of God, which the soul is able to process and comprehend and apprehend. And that feeling of intimacy that the soul experiences with God in Gan Eden, the pleasure is so incredible that there's nothing in this world that can compare to it. Think about the pleasure of intimacy, the pleasure of the greatest relationship possible. And here, the soul is having that relationship with God. However, ultimately, the soul is limited. The soul is finite. How much exactly can the soul, even when it's without a body, how much can it understand God? How much can it appreciate God? Only a very, very limited amount. So the relationship is very limited. However, when we down here in this world, when we study Torah, when we do a mitzvah, we are connecting to the very essence of God. Why? Because the Torah is God's wisdom and the mitzvahs are God's will. And God's wisdom and God's will are absolutely one with God himself. And when I do a mitzvah, I am being dissolved in God's will, the one who gave me the mitzvah. When I'm learning Torah, I am right now taking within me, I'm absorbing God's wisdom, which is God himself. And that relationship with the essence of God is something which cannot be experienced in the world to come. So yes, pleasure, greater over there. But if you're looking for a true relationship with God, there's nothing that parallels being here in this world, studying a passage of Torah, or doing a mitzvah. But now you may ask, but one second, the mitzvah I'm doing, it's a physical mitzvah. The Torah that I'm learning also, the concepts I'm studying about are physical concepts. So obviously, this is the divine wisdom, but it's wearing so many garments. It's wearing this physical garment. Is the connection to God real? Dr. Rebbe says, yes, and he gives an analogy to explain. Imagine that you get an embrace, a hug from a king. Imagine what that would feel like. Now, would it make a difference if the king's arms are bare, or if he's wearing just a shirt with shirt sleeves, or wearing a jacket and there's another garment on it also? No, it makes no difference. It is the king who is embracing you regardless of how many garments he is or is not wearing. And the same is true about Torah. When we're learning Torah or doing a mitzvah, this is God embracing us. This is God hugging us. This is the ultimate relationship. It doesn't make a difference how many garments the Torah or the mitzvahs are wearing. Ultimately, what matters is what's in the Torah, what's in the mitzvah, that's God himself. And when we're learning the Torah or doing the mitzvah, that is the greatest relationship possible with God. Now, up until this point, we're talking about the relationship with God, the connection that is forged through learning Torah or doing a mitzvah. In next chapter, starting in tomorrow's Tanya, the Alter Rebbe is going to explain to us how, yes, relationship is both through Torah and mitzvahs, but there's an incredible advantage to studying Torah over doing mitzvahs in the relationship that it creates, as we will find out, God willing, in tomorrow's Let's Talk Tanya.
Tanya thoughts for the 5th of Teves. All of creation is comprised of a body, its tangible form,
No, it's not impossible that ever did say. Just study Rambam each and every day. I'll never miss my daily Rambam. My Rebbe so desires. I'm not busy or too tired. When I learn Rambam connected, I remain. I am a
Baruch Hashem is day number 239 of our daily study of Rambam Sefer HaMitzvahs. And in the 3 chapters a day of Mishnah Torah, we are continuing Hilchos Mikva'os, the laws of mikvah. We started yesterday chapter 1 of those laws. Today we're on chapters 2, 3, and 4. And we have a repeat today of the mitzvah that we learned yesterday. Here we go again. Positive Commandment 109. And it is the mitzvah of immersing in a mikvah. And the Rambam explains here that a mitzvah is a commandment, which is pretty synonymous with an obligation. You are commanded to do something, you're therefore obligated. However, the Rambam explains the nature of this obligation and says, it is not that a person is required to purify. It's that a person who wants the benefits of ritual purity is required to do so through immersion in a mikvah. You understand the difference? If somebody chooses to live their whole life in a state of ritual impurity, then as long as they don't do any of the things that you're not allowed to do while in a state of ritual impurity, that's your prerogative. However, if one does want to achieve ritual purity, the way to do so is through immersion in a mikvah. Okay, we're going to actually be learning this mitzvah for a couple more days, so I'll share more about it with you as we repeat that mitzvah. I'll see you, God willing, for more tomorrow.
Yesterday, in discussing Positive Mitzvah 236, where the courts have to judge cases when a person damages his fellow, we mentioned that there are 5 types of payment that a person has to make. These are, number 1, nezek, damage. This is paying for the damage that he caused. How do we define how much damage is worth? The Torah says we imagine that the person would be put on a slave market. How much would he be worth without the damage imposed? How much is he now worth with the damage that was caused? The damager then has to pay the difference. Number 2 is tsar, pain. Presumably, at a basic level, any damaged cause comes along with a certain amount of pain. We therefore say, how much would a person pay to have the damage done to him without the pain? That amount is the worth of the pain of the damage, which the damager also has to pay for. Number 3, ripui, which means healing. This is when a person has to pay all doctor bills that come up as a result of the damage that was caused. Number 4, sheves, unemployment. That's self-understood. A person has to make payment for all possible money the person could have made without having been damaged at his regular job. And number 5 is boshes. If the person that was damaged experienced, in addition to the actual damage, embarrassment as a result or during the act of damage, the damager must also make restitution for that. The way we decide how much embarrassment is worth is done by the judges based on the circumstances and the people involved.
Shalom, everybody. It is not by accident that all people's eyes are on the prize. Everybody's eyes are on the land of Israel. But a person should be very careful not to curse the Jewish people. If a person curses the Jewish people, they get the direct curse upon themselves. Why are people so obsessed with the land of Israel, with the Jewish people? It's not because they care about the Arabs. It's not at all because of that. There are Arabs being slaughtered by the millions in Syria and Yemen, and all over the Middle East. Not a single comment about that. When Israel gets involved to defend itself, now they have something to say. The reason is because the Jewish people are chosen by God, and they are surrendered to God. So when a person is humble and connected to God, of course they'll support the Jewish people. But if a person has an ego and is into themselves, then the Jewish people get in the way of their own ego, because the Jewish people are humble. So where do you stand? Blessing.
פותח את ידיך ומשביע
Wear a mask, wear a mask. Is this really much to ask? Tie some fabric round your face. Oh, it's the simplest of tasks. At the gym, at the store, don't treat it like such a chore.
Baruch ato Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam boirei nefashos rabois v'chesreinan al kol ma sheborasa lachayos bohem nefesh kol chai baruch chai ha'olamim.
Rebbe's relieved from a pain so strong. Hasidim are dancing a whole week long. Didan is more than a song. It proclaims the Rebbe's victory with confidence and certainty for all of eternity.
Of Lubavitch, the accusation did to challenge the eternity of the Rebbe's life, his directives and his teachings. World and heaven both agreed, proclaim with clarity that B'Chaim and he's giving us fire, so we are alive and we have the Achrayus to learn his lessons and devote our heart and soul to bring the
challenge unmet in our history.